What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Second Avenue Podcast. I'm your host, Jonathan Linares.
I'm your other host, Elijah Venencia. Welcome back, everybody. NBA playoffs. Let's kick it off with that. I guess my predictions holding true. My Miami Heat are dominating the Bucks. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Uh, how are
Sitting
you feeling about
nice.
your Celtics?
Yeah, Heat definitely sitting nice right now. Celtics, I would say, also sitting very nice. Lost on Friday night against the Hawks. That was tough. I wasn't able to watch. I was hooping myself.
Mhm.
But big game tonight at Atlanta. I'm feeling good, though. Celtics still in a very good position. Obviously, this would be a big one if they lose this one. Still,
Scary, yeah, scary hours. Then,
Still, yeah, a little scary hours. Still, obviously, think they'd pull it out. Still, really wouldn't be sweating that hard, but we'll see what happens tonight. I mean, when this episode drops, you'll know what happened, but I'm feeling good. Last week, I was feeling good. The Frank Ocean was going to have a great performance, great night. We'll get to that later, but that's just the drawback to record this episode a day before it
yeah,
drops. So we'll see what happens.
yeah, we got to get live going or something. It's just.
Something. Just we'll be on Twitch.
But yeah, I mean the playoffs are pretty solid so far. Kings Warriors, like that game's going on right now. Is pretty close. Kings are the real deal. I mean, I was
hmm
underestimating him a little bit, but the beam was lit twice. So
We're rocking with the beam. I mean, yeah, I also when I picked the Kings, I was like just hopeful. Like I just wanted to see the Kings
yeah,
more than I thought it was really going to happen. But hey, they're playing pretty good. The Warriors obviously are a great team. They've done a lot over the past years, but hey, it's Kings time now, baby. So we'll see what
yeah, it's
happens.
swipe
The Kings of the
season.
future. Yeah, it's swipe season, baby. We'll see what happens. I'm
Yeah,
rocking with the Kings still.
it'll be a good series. So we'll see what happens. Of course.
But yeah, let's get to our songs of the week. We've been really slacking on the songs of the week. We missed, I think, not only last week, but I think we missed another one as well. So we got to get the songs of the week. If you're new here, we do 3 songs a week. We just want to give a special shout out to. We might have had a story to go along with it, or we just think it deserves a little love. Kick us off here with your first song of the week.
For my first track here, I have Santeria by Pusha T featuring Go 70 Shake. I don't know what it is, but this song has just been fucking hitting so hard. Like, and it's been a song that's been in rotation since 2018, since the album came out. But like just something these past few weeks, it just hits just so hard. I don't know what it is, but it's been literally just on repeat.
I love it. That's one of my favorite tracks from Daytona. It was when it dropped. It still is to this day. Obviously, you got the like more mainstream ones, I guess, like If You Know, You Know, and all those.
Yeah.
But Santeria, that might be the best track on the project. It's
Yeah.
so fire. It is a track I haven't heard in a minute. I was with our boy Mauricio a couple days ago. He said that you guys were listening to that, and I was like, I gotta listen to Santeria, and I haven't done it yet, but I'm excited to get
Oh,
into it
yeah.
because you
Those
really just put it back in my head. Like I haven't heard it in probably a couple weeks, months even, and I'm ready to get back into it.
those drums at the end, man, they ooh.
Mm,
Just
it's too
production,
fire.
just yeah, production's next level on Daytona, of course. So
Oh yeah, it's too fire. My first song of the week. Got to give a special shout out to Coachella here. I'll be honest. I got Jai Paul. See, I'm not a day one like some of these people are, but straight out of Mumbai. Before Coachella, I had heard of him. I was a little bit familiar. I knew he had the song sampled by Drake, but I'd never heard his full project. I never knew too much about the lore of him as
yeah,
an artist and his whole career arc. But after seeing all the hype building up to his Coachella performance, seeing some clips from that, I was like, this is like
yeah,
interesting. This is such a unique story. The music's very unique as well. And I had to give the whole album, mixtape, whatever you call it, a listen. Did not disappoint. I was loving it. Listened to it a couple times. And yeah, I had to give a special shout out to one of those tracks at least this week. And I went with Straight Out of Mumbai. But there's a lot of good ones on there. If you're not
yeah,
familiar with him, go give it a listen. It's a pretty quick listen, but it's a good one.
yeah. W pick there. Moving on to my second track here. We got a double up on Vince Staples, but we'll start off with the first one. Rembrandt dot 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 run it back off the Dreamville project with JID Cole and Vince Staples, of course. Just that a little a at the end and Vince Staples. Oh
Oh, it's too fire.
yeah,
I always have a specific vision in my head for this track. Every time it comes on, I think it would be perfect in a Call of Duty sniping montage. Like you're hitting like a little like drag scope to the I ate this pizza shit. Like, and then you
Yeah.
just start popping off the I had a
I had a
dream, run it
dream.
back.
Yeah.
Like, I just think that would be so perfect. I'm not nice on the sticks like that anymore. So I won't be putting out any COD montages, but for any FaZe Clan members listening, remember I put you on.
Yeah. You're welcome. Give us our
Yeah.
credit.
Yeah, please. That's a great song, though. Love that pick. My next one is another shout out to Coachella here. I got the Creepin' remix, Metro Boomin 21 Savage, The Weekend featuring Diddy. I really never gave this remix too much love. It hasn't
Um,
been out too long, but when Metro Boomin brought out everybody to perform it at Coachella, I was like, all right, I gotta go give that
yeah.
another listen. So it's been the version I've been listening to over the normal version for the past week. But yeah, I think it's a little slept on. I think people go back to the original version more, but shout out to Diddy doing his thing.
Yeah. That legend, obviously. So I mean, it's a good remix. I like the original a little bit better, but
I
it
think
is.
I do too, but it's just a good switch up. And like now there's like
Yeah.
that moment attached to it. So
For
it's
sure.
just been recent.
Moving on though, we have my last track here. We got Sundown Town by Vince Staples. I mean, I don't not much needs to be said. I feel like just that the self-titled album by Vince Staples is just it just got like such a great vibe to it. And I mean,
Hmm.
just a great album, of course. So
Oh yeah, that's a fire track. I was actually thinking about this recently, that track, because I was looking through like some of my graphics and stuff we made,
uh-huh.
and one of us used that as our hint for the other person in our like trivia we did with the emojis with the that
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
the sun down and then the town emoji. So yeah, that was just brought back up in my memory recently.
Uh-huh.
But
I don't think you answered that one right either. Yeah, like
I don't know.
that was
Yeah,
like a layup too. I think that was like one you didn't get correct, and that was like a layup. I was like,
yeah, I don't remember who had that one. Yeah, you must have given it to me, but I was tweaking, I guess. We'll have to go back and see
yeah.
what happened on that one. But let's get to my last track. I got Kiss and Tell by Mike Dimes and Dro Kenji. Mike Dimes been on a big kick of him recently. Where the party at off his project, and then this new single. I've been running him up like crazy. Shout out to Dro Kenji. Don't listen to him too much, but kills it on this track as a feature. And I think when we talk about Mike Dimes on my double XL predictions list,
Mhm.
we'll see if he's on the actual list, but he's definitely somebody that deserves a lot of love right now because he's killing it.
Definitely. That's one I'm gonna have to give a listen to. I did the first one that I hadn't heard of yet, that of the guy who performed at Coachella. So
Hmm.
I didn't have the chance on this one when you had sent it. So
Hmm. Got to show it some love. It's fire. But let's get into the main topic of today's episode. We're doing the creating the perfect festival lineup with $15 budget 2023 version. We did it last year. Shout out to the fam, Sammy and Lauren. They joined us for an episode and we got to hear their picks as well as ours, of course. And that was a great episode, but we wanted to switch it up a little bit this year. Just do the two of us. We switched up the pool of artists a little bit. Last time we had some like not music options you could choose that would be like weather and no lines and stuff like that. This year, straight artists. So a lot more focus on the music here, but same thing. We got the $15 budget, and yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Let's talk about who the artists are gonna be on the pool. For $5, you got J. Cole, Tyler the Creator, Travis Scott, Drake, and Kendrick Lamar. At $4, you have Future, Pusha T, ASAP Rocky, Playboy Cardi, and Lil Uzi Vert. At $3, you have Don Toliver, Kodak Black, Metro Boomin, Lil Yachty, and 21 Savage. At $2, Denzel Curry, Joey Badass, Benny the Butcher, Saba, and Nav. And then at $1, Lucky, Westside Gun, Eam Triplin, Babytron, and Ice Spice. A lot of variety here. A lot of artists at different levels of their career, levels of popularity. So I'm excited to see where you go here because there are really so many directions you can go with here. You go big on the superstars, you go some mid tier, you can go some low tier, mix it up. So we'll see how you went. I think we're both gonna have good ones, but they're gonna be different. I don't think we're gonna have too much of the same here. We'll see though.
yeah, I mean, I'll kick it off. I got a big dog. Of course, you got to go with one of the $5 picks, and as much as I want to go with Drizzy Drake, I don't know, man. Just that J. Cole, the only time I've seen him, that was literally like the best performance I've ever seen. So I have to run that one back. So Kendrick's right up there too. Like Kendrick is one of the top three performances I've seen. So, but J. Cole, man, that was different. So I gotta relive that again.
That's a great start. I think, it's obviously gonna be tough to live up to that moment that you have had already. But I mean, Cole has to be a very consistent performer. He's so experienced, so I'm sure you can't really go wrong with a J. Cole performance. Like you said, though, I think everybody has to start out with a big dog. I think that that's a lot of times the reason you're going to a festival is to see that big dog. And you mentioned him. I'm going with Kendrick Lamar here. He was my pick for $5 last year as well. So I was wondering if I should stick with him again or switch it up. Ultimately, I decided since I haven't seen him still, I got to go with Kendrick again. However, got my Lollapalooza ticket, so I will be seeing Kendrick. So maybe next year I'll switch it up. But until then, man, it could be really good, and I'll stick with him
Yeah,
again, like you did with
you
J.
could,
Cole.
yeah,
So,
you could,
so we'll see.
you could be like, I need to run that back. So
Exactly. That's how I hope it's that good. I think it could be that good for sure. But I had to have Kendrick to build this lineup around. I think the Lollapalooza in real life lineup is kind of weak. So I think making my own around Kendrick, it's going to be a better day than I'll have in real life. But I'm sure the real life day will be very good too. And Kendrick's the only reason I'm there. So whatever happens, happens. But let's see how the rest of your lineup shakes out.
I'm gonna skip the $4 tier for now, and I'm just going off the top of my head. I didn't have a predetermined list or anything like that. I just wanted to flow with this naturally. I'm
Okay.
going with 21 Savage.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it in New York. He was like late for a set or something. They fucking skipped him, and then he was tweeting out, "I'll never do Rolling Loud again." Although he's a special guest in Miami this year, but that's besides the point. Missed out on that opportunity, but I mean, maybe uh, a lot with J Cole and 21 Savage. I mean, right before J Cole comes out or something. Who knows?
That would be fire. I think there's a lot of times that these artists don't maximize the potential of collaborations on
Mhm.
stage. Like they have so much history. They're at the festival the same day and they just don't do it. But this is our festival at the end of the day. So
Yeah,
whatever we want to do, that's what's going to happen.
that's
So
like
I think that would be a fire moment.
yeah, Kendrick had Baby Keem and Kodak in front of him, and he brought them both out afterwards. So I mean,
That's fire.
maybe one of those vibes there. So
Uh-huh. That's fire. Like when I was at Chance's Magnificent Coloring Day Festival, Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz did a College Grove combined set, and then they didn't come out for no problem. I was like, what are we doing, Chance?
yeah,
Come on. Especially for Chicago, you got to do it, but whatever. Like you were saying, though, I really gotta be honest, I didn't give it too much thought who I was going to go with. I did a quick run through and I have like some notes of who I want to get. And there's
yeah.
some where I haven't decided. I got some options. So I will say I'm playing around with the dollar values here. And so let's go to my $2 value. I got Denzel Curry here. I think there's a couple good options. I was between him and Benny and Joey. I've seen Joey a couple times. He's been really good. He was just in Bloomington, did not go, but I haven't seen these other two. So I kind of narrowed it down to them. And ultimately, I went with Denzel. I think Denzel has such a versatile catalog. He's got some hits, he's got some deep cuts. I think he definitely brings the energy based on some of the performances I've seen from his online. So I think you really can't go wrong with Denzel Curry for $2. I mean, you're gonna have the hits like Ultimate. You're gonna get some of the other newer tracks like Walk In, um, Sanjuro. I hope like a
Oh
lot of good
yeah.
tracks. So yeah, I would love to see Denzel. So I gotta have him at my festival.
W pick there. So I'm at $8 here, and I don't. I'm gonna use up a $3 one, another $3 one. Give me Metro Boomin because I feel like the possibilities are endless with that. So I mean, although the weekend's technically not in my festival, or whoever's technically not in my festival, they could come. Who knows? So I'll go with Metro Boomin for that aspect of it.
Okay, that is somebody. He's on my list. I got him and Don Tolliver, but then that was a great point. I was thinking about Metro Boomin and Friends,
Mm.
and he brought out a lot of friends at Coachella this past weekend. He brought out The Weekend, he brought out Future, he brought out 21 Savage. He also brought out Don Tolliver. So I don't know why I'm considering Don Tolliver alone as an option when I can get both him and Metro Boomin by picking Metro Boomin.
Potentially. We can't.
Potentially,
Yeah,
we
these are
can't
all just
confirm.
rumors. Yeah.
We're not promoting that Don Tolliver is going to be there, but I can hold out hope. So I'll go Metro Boomin here as well. I was between the two. Obviously, a full Don Tolliver set would be nice, but it's kind of nice to just see some hits from a lot of different people. And Metro, he's got plenty of hits on his own, even if he's just running through those. So I can live with Metro Boomin being my pick here based on what we've been seeing with his performances.
Don Tolliver kind of took me off guard in Miami the first time I saw him. Like that crowd is fucking crazy. That was like up there. That was higher tiers in terms of like the crowd being lit, and I really didn't expect that. So
I think,
uh,
yeah, that'd be kind of surprising. Like his songs are definitely popular, so maybe that's part of it. Like everybody
yeah.
just knows these tracks more than some of these other people. But yeah, that would surprise me for sure.
For a $2 pick here, so I'm at 11. I want to go with the boy Saba, but
Ooh,
I think I gotta go Joey Badass.
okay.
I like all of these $2 options are really just steals. The first brown boy to get it popping, Nav is also here.
Yep, very valid.
Um, Benny the Butcher. In my time in New York, I was writing as these Boston motherfuckers, and they fucking dude, they're just the most Boston people ever. They was lit. I mean, they were chill as fuck. So I would relive that experience as well.
That sounds nice.
But I'll go with Joey Badass here. Although Denzel Curry, that's right up there as well. But I will not be using another $2. So
Respect. Have you seen Joey yet?
I have not. So he's
Okay,
on the list.
I couldn't remember if he was at any of the Rolling Louds you've been to or anything. I think he was there in the one you went to in New
Maybe
York,
the
right?
first, yeah, for the
Yeah,
first year in New York.
I was gonna say. I think I remember watching the live stream that year when you were there. Yeah, Joey, he's a great performer. So another one similar to Denzel. I think a lot of people in this category also they just have a lot of different versatility, like Saba as well as Joey. Joey's getting his R&B bag recently, but it's always going to be that rapping for Joey that
Yeah.
makes him stand apart. So definitely a great choice there. All right, I'm up to $10 here, so I got five left. Got options. Obviously I could pick anybody here. Do I want to pick a $5 option to be done? Do I want to go with a $1 option and have some more options? I think ultimately I am going to go to that $1 option, and I got to go with my boy Lucky. I've never seen Lucky, been a fan for a minute. I think there's a lot of good options here in the $1. I like the $2 option. A lot of value here in these $1 picks, but Lucky's been my guy for the longest, I think,
Yeah.
out of that group. So
Uh,
I'm going with him.
you should have been at the Lyrical Lemonade anniversary, ninth anniversary, but ditched out on us. So
Mm,
um, there was heavy speculation for that. Him and Jack, of course. So
yep,
um, yeah, I thought that was gonna be the day we are gonna see him, but
I
that's
think
a good
so.
choice there. Me personally, though, my ass a munch for real. Like I gotta go with Ice Spice,
Ooh,
and I'll finish mine off here. I'm going with the Tron and Ice Spice at the same time.
wow.
Dual set. Ice Spice twerking to fucking Jesus
That's a
Shuttlesworth.
movie. That's a movie right there.
Like really though, that's like two of the biggest like social media rap or artists right now. So I mean, that'd be
Yeah, I
see.
think
I'm booking them together at my festival.
that crowd could be like a nightmare though. Babytron fans and Ice Spice fans seem like two very different groups of people, but hey, maybe the Babytron fans are munches at the end of the day, and it's the same
Yeah,
group of people. What do I know? Uh, that's interesting. I like that pick though. So is that your $15? Do you have some money left?
yeah. I'm out. I'm out of money. So I
Oh,
spent
okay.
spent everything up there, but I like the lineup I ended up with. So
Okay. So who's go through your full lineup there? Who you got?
we're gonna start off the day with the Ice Spice Babytron set. Um,
Okay.
then we're gonna transition into Joey Badass, followed by Metro Boomin and Friends. Then 21 Savage as a co-main event, leading into J Cole.
Okay. There you have it.
That's a lot of versatility too. Like
That's a lot of
I mean,
versatility.
I'm satisfied with the way that it ended up. So
Yeah, I think that's pretty solid. I got $4 left here. I got options. I could go back to the $3, the $2. I think ultimately though, I'm gonna stick with that $4. I don't have that like second tier. I need the
Yeah.
Pippin to my Jordan. I think I'm gonna go with ASAP Rocky here. I think there was a lot of good options, but Rocky's been somebody I have been listening to for it feels like ever, and I haven't seen him yet. And I would love to. I think he complements Kendrick very well because he's pretty different from Kendrick. Another versatile artist here. You get the vibes like the LSD tracks, but then you're also gonna get the absolute bangers with like Lord Pretty Flacco Jody too, and just like all these hits. So yeah, I think you can't go wrong with Rocky.
Yeah, no, Rocky was phenomenal for the 30 minutes I saw him for. So,
And,
um,
and yeah, the new project, we never know where to get on that. So
yeah, so I mean,
this could age. It could be like picking chance before the big day. It
yeah.
could be bad, but hey, I got faith in Rocky. It's gonna be a great pick. So to summarize, my lineup is gonna be: we're starting the day off with Lucky, getting the vibes right. Then we're going to Denzel Curry, then Metro Boomin and Friends, ASAP Rocky, and to close it all out, Kendrick Lamar. I think it's a solid day.
It's a W festival. I feel like they're both very versatile days for us. So,
Mhm.
I like what we ended up with. So, I mean, we'll just have to make it a possible or real life, you know?
I guess so. One day when we got that $3 million budget, we're going up for real.
Mm.
But I think there's so many different options you could go with here. I'm excited to see what everybody listening picks. So if you were listening, go to our Instagram. There's going to be a post. We're going to drop that post on, the day this drops on Monday.
Yeah.
So make sure to go tune in to that post and comment who you would pick with your $15 here. So many different options. So I don't think two lineups are really going to look the same unless they go all headliners. So let's see what you guys got. And we'll give some shout outs to the ones you guys pick next week. But let's get into the news this week. It's another kind of slow week. We missed an episode 2 weeks back. So that last episode felt like just a great week because there was so much that had happened in 2 weeks that it felt like more. But in
This
this one
feels like
week, kind of light.
this this feels like a historically bad news week. Not like bad. I guess there's kind of like some big news here, but we have two articles of news.
I think
Back
one
at
is pretty big. Frank Ocean is
yeah,
big.
yeah, yeah. I mean, back in the day though, I mean, we used to fucking have a full sheet of
We'd have like
news. So
12
I mean,
things to run through. Like,
rap just ain't popping off like it used to. I mean, and that was heavily carried by the man Kanye West, but
it really
still,
was. It really was. We knew Ye was coming through with some news every week, but did you see the Fear of God show at the Hollywood Bowl that happened this week?
uh,
They had like a fashion show for Jerry Lorenzo, and they started playing Feel the Love, I think it was. And somebody in the Kanye type fit was like standing up, going crazy in the crowd. Was it Ye? I don't know. Exactly. That was the part. I was like, it could be. I don't know. He had the mask on,
yeah.
so you never know. But it was pretty wild. So I think that was the last glimpse of Ye we got in a minute. So let's get to the news, though. What we do have, we got the drops to start off with, of course, kind of light week, but some of them are interesting. We got Red Veil, Swiss Beats, NBA YoungBoy, Ian Dior. Then The Alchemist and Damo Genesis 2012 mixtape has been put on streaming services, as well as a 199 song, 8 hour and 43-minute masterpiece from Mac DeMarco.
Yeah, it was tough as hell getting through that, but I did it, you know.
Yeah. Uh, I just, it's such an interesting decision. I mean, I don't think people are going to listen. Obviously, it's not a one sitting thing unless it's a background thing, but hey, that's a lot of songs for people to listen to.
Yeah.
Maybe that's good for the streaming bread, but I don't know. That's crazy. Uh, have you given any of these a listen? What do you think about this week of projects?
The Red Veil, give it a little skip through. Um, Ian Dior as well, but I mean,
Mm,
nothing too crazy, like nothing sticking. Oh, we are 5 months into the year almost, and I mean, it's just not the same as last year so far.
so
So far,
far.
so we'll see what happens, but yeah,
I
it's
have
just
been
not
holding out
sticking.
hope. I think Summer's gonna pick it up, but you never know. Nothing's
Yeah,
guaranteed in this business.
yeah,
So
for
we'll
sure.
see what happens, but yeah, I'm hoping for the best. I'll give some love to this No Idols project from Damo Genesis and The Alchemist. I had never really heard it, and then I saw this come on streaming services, and I was like, okay, like that's just like they tossed me an alley oop here. Like I just got to listen to this. Like might as well, because you look at the feature list and it has Earl, it has Vince Staples, it has Action Bronson, Tyler, Freddie Gibbs, so many good people that I was like, how have I not listened to this before?
Mhm.
The only track I had heard was Elimination Chamber with Earl, Vince, and Action Bronson because that's just like
Yeah.
an all-star track. Like if you're gonna have
Yeah.
those people on track, like that's gonna be pretty popular. Other than that, though, the Tyler features never heard them, but pretty good listen. I would say anybody who hasn't heard it, who's into that Odd Future era, definitely go give it a listen. It's pretty fire. Let's get into singles though. IDK, DC the Don, The Weekend featuring Future, Killer Mike, Armani White with ASAP Ferg, Mike Dimes, Vic Menza with G Easy and Chance the Rapper, OGZ, Wiz Khalifa, and Subtract with Sampha.
I had to show my boy Vic some love, you know.
Hmm.
He held it down at the Donda concert. I just always gotta bring that up every time.
Oh,
But
you got to.
and then what's the other one that I oh IDK. I couldn't remember. I didn't know, you know. I
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
remember. No, that track is fire as well. So I mean, a pretty okay week for singles, I'd say, but pretty
Yeah,
lackluster for as a whole, I guess.
yeah, I think there's a couple cool ones, but overall, not crazy. IDK, love what he's doing here. F65 coming soon, but very interesting here. I was talking about a lot of real issues, real stuff going on that jazz type instrumentation. Very interesting juxtaposition there, contrast, whatever the right word you want to go with is. Cool. Interesting video too. If you haven't seen that, I won't say what happens, but very interesting. He posted a little snippet of it, and I was like, is this real? What's
Mhm.
happening? So crazy stuff there. Then got to give some love, like you did, to the Vic Menza and G Easy and Chance track. Pretty solid one there. Seeing G Easy on a feature there, I was like, I forgot about G Easy. Like
Yeah.
I haven't heard of G Easy in a minute. He did fine on that track though. Remind me of Reverse with him and Vic Menza from 2018 or whatever year that was. That was a fire track. I was definitely listening to that. But that was probably the last time I was really listening to G Easy like that. Um, show some love here to Sampha. Anytime he drops,
Yes.
that makes it a pretty solid week for me. And this track, very good. And then the final one I'll go with here is The Weekend and Future. Pretty good track. think I think the snippet and him performing it at Coachella last weekend before it was released, you were like all up in anticipation for it. But I think it was this cool track, but it's not like one of my
Uh,
all-time favorites, anything like that. Like it's all right.
I feel like it was kind of anticlimactic from like that little
Mhm.
snippet we got, like you said there. But I mean, what can you do? You know, this
Yeah,
year is just beating our ass with the stuff like this. So
I know. It really is. But yeah, we've been talking about Coachella a lot through this episode, and we haven't talked about one obvious thing from Coachella. And that's Frank Ocean. Yeah, this Coachella set, I would say mixed reviews. I think there were some people that enjoyed it. You look at social media, Tyler liked some stuff about it. Justin Bieber posted about it, saying, he liked it a lot. I think some fans were happy, but it definitely did not go, I think, the way it was planned. I think the way a lot of people expected. I would say it's more negative than positive for many people. Obviously, a lot of these fans paid thousands of dollars for travel, tickets, hotels, all that to get there. And Frank Ocean comes out an hour late. He does like different versions of the songs that they're not used to, that they weren't expecting. There's a 10-minute set by a DJ in the middle of it. And then he gets cut for curfew. I think that's just not ideal for most people. I think some people could be like, "Oh, it's a Frank Ocean style. I'll take what I can get." Obviously, first performance in many years, but I don't know, just not ideal. I don't think for most people. I think the one saving grace for it may be he said during it, "I want to talk about why we're here, not because there's a new album, not that there's not a new album, which isn't exactly the most blatant announcement of new music, but he somewhat addressed this long hiatus and says that there maybe is new music. I don't know. I think
I
obviously it was a tough performance for him with his brother. is passing a while back, and how much time they had spent at Coachella in the past and all that has to be tough, but interesting to say the least. Tough for fans, I think. What are your thoughts on all this?
I don't know. I feel like it's disappointing, of course. I don't get it is my thing with like the I because like New York, very I'm sure New York and LA are very strict on their LA the same, very strict on the curfews. Just I mean based off the city it is versus you have a place like Miami, Kendrick's performing till fucking 1 in the morning. Like
Hmm.
um so I feel like these artists have to somewhat expect that. Nicki Minaj came out 45 minutes late, and New York cut off Rocky. They cut off
Yeah,
fucking 80. Luckily, they let Nicki Minaj go 18 minutes past. But my thing is with these artists is like, how are you doing this to the fan? Like, I don't know. I don't like you're a fan. You're waiting there all day, stuff like that, and the artist can't even show up on time, and then their set's gonna get cut. Like, I mean, do they think their set's not gonna get cut? I mean, you're in fucking California and New York, and
hmm,
it's frustrating as a fan for that. And I mean, kind of to end it all with the Frank thing here, I'll it's a favorite that there's no fucking album now, or there's no album. That'd be my guess. I don't think we're ever gonna get an album. I've said that multiple times, and I think that confirms it. The way this went, it confirms it. So,
that's what I've been thinking. I think that this reaction was very negative, and it's going to discourage him from doing anything else he planned on doing,
uh,
which
well,
is like
yeah,
the exact opposite of what you expected. If he was like, man, I can't wait for Coachella, it's going to go so good, I'm going to go on tour, see everybody. If that was even a little bit of a thought in his head, I don't think that that's going to happen anymore, unless there's some more stuff that happened here that we don't know about
yeah,
that is
which
going to come out, which is definitely possible, and that can be like corrected and avoided in the future. So I don't know. We'll see. Very interesting situation, obviously. And for the fans that weren't there, it was supposed to be streamed on YouTube. They had been promoting, watch
mhm.
all your favorite artists, Frank Ocean, Bad Bunny, everybody. And then you find out it's not going to be streamed. They drop the schedules. Frank Ocean's nowhere to be seen on it. I'm like holding out hope. I'm on that YouTube stream holding out hope. It's just such like a
Like
mess. Like there
I
was
don't.
just so many things going on. I ended up watching it on Instagram Live. Shout out to Morgan doesn't care. She's gonna be a legend in the Frank Ocean community now. She held it down, had like 100,000 viewers on her Instagram Live. She's
I
a real
think
one.
my take on this all is Frank Ocean loved just hoeing his fans around. Like, how many years ago did we get Blonded Radio on Christmas, and new music's been coming every Christmas since then? Like,
Hmm.
and there's got to be some smoke going out there to these people that are reporting that we could be getting new music. Like, I just genuinely thinks he likes hoeing his fans around. So
Yeah, that's definitely one way to look at it. I think that brings up like the argument, like what as an artist does he owe his fans?
no, yeah, which I mean,
Obviously, they've given him a career. They've done a lot for him, but at the end of the day, I mean, he's just a guy. Like,
yeah,
what does
for
he owe
sure.
them? But I mean, I don't know.
It's more of like the speculation that's always out there that he's dropping, like that's not just coming from nowhere. I mean, he's recording music somewhere, something's happening somewhere for he's registering songs, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think there's just so much. Like, we'll see what happens moving forward, but I don't know. Obviously, very tough week to be a Frank Ocean fan, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. Is it Blink 182 and a special guest? So I'll tune into that. So
Yeah, special guest. It was a it's Skrillex, Fortet is that
oh
his name, and then Fred again. So they've been doing some like sets together. So that's cool, but that's definitely I don't think the equivalent of Frank Ocean. But hey, that's just not my style, and that's not what I go to.
yeah,
But
somebody's
um, but
hopefully.
somebody will be very happy with that, I'm sure. So yeah, we'll be back with any updates to follow as more stuff comes out about Frank Ocean. Let's get in the last news here. We got two big producer artist collab albums to talk about. We got Metro Boomin and Future, then we got Timbaland and Justin Timberlake very interesting stuff here. Obviously, JID and Metro is like supposed to be coming. They said that was gonna be the next drop. So if they're saying this is on the way, I think JID and Metro got to be coming ASAP.
Yeah, and I mean, this just confirms that JD and Future are probably going to be at our festivals. So, I mean, if they're dropping projects with them,
I think
yeah,
they
I
got to
guess.
be, yeah. And then I mean, shout out to Justin Timberlake. He's a pop legend. Anytime him and Timbaland work together, it's magic. So very excited for
Yeah.
that project. Whatever. I think there's gonna be some songs this summer potentially on that record. So excited for that to
I'm
drop
trying to
whenever
be
it
down
does.
bad, I'm trying to be down, but yeah,
Oh yeah,
give me something to Timberlake.
please. But yeah, like we've been saying, very light week from news. I think that's gonna wrap things up. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, there's some more things to talk about, but we'll always come back with that, fire main part of the episode. So we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.